It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Vikings towering tight end.
The ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go from Seattle.
This taken in at the goal line.
And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 15 carries, 66 yards.
And they've already clinched the playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13.
Throwing is Hurts.
Under pressure, they got him again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right on the 30. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive.
And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 45 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. 2nd and 7. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up the 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. His pass caught with the 4. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year.
And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Here's Hurts to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And out now come the Seahawks. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That's going to be caught by Kirk. Now he's loose at the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Hurts. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. 2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. Call it a gain of a yard. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's it.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. As they've got it as we resume action. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw complete there to Johnson. And a good job there getting to him quickly after the catch as he's brought down right at the midfield stripe. From the 50, here's Herbert. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, and that is incomplete. The Vikings at 14-1 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
1st down, Minnesota.
Herbert now. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He was covered by Brian Asamoah.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. A short throw pulled in by Woods. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
He's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's got his target. That's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Everything's going right here in this 1st half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Take up with 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Lindsey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Quick slant caught by Kirk.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Hurts sets up to throw it.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down.
A short throw pulled in by Woods.
I know that halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 2nd down and 4.
Here's Herbert.
Looking for Woods again, and he finds him.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Herbert's throw pulled in by Woods.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Herbert on 1st down now.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Now it's Herbert.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Lindsey. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Vikings are able to add on to their first half lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on.
There he goes, left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Second down, here's Hurts.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I won't wait till the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Wide open receiver complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A short throw pulled in by Woods.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 more there and another first down. Herbert throwing again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Lindsey will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll get this out quickly to Campbell.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time, multiple guys get to it.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Throwing is Hurts.
Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 15. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 19 yards away.
And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Tucker with the extra point, and it is 42-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
And they'll run again.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings add 6 more to their point total. And they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Intended for number 87. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Hurts. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. 75 yards.
And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. A 5-yard pass on first down and another 5-yard connection there.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take and go like total at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4.
Another run by Lindsey.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 44 yards on the ground for him now with 4 touchdown runs tacked on.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll go with Lindsey up the middle. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Tucker now to add the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Vikings are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite